Hey everybody, Dan here for Comic Frontline, and it is time for another comic book haul, Indie Planet edition, because these are going to be mostly books that I did pick up from Indie Planet. Uh, great service for the independent comics community. Puts out a number of just great titles. Always enjoy getting an order from them. So let's start out with Gallant Comics, John Amon, Amazing Man. Okay, this is issue number 6. What I did like flipping through this issue, though, is that they had these pages up here. I'll try to, whoops, let's see where it is. Yeah, they have a page for each. Let's get that into focus. There, issue 1, page recapping that. Issue 2, you can see there. So that was kind of inventive, using past panels from previous issues to kind of recap what has gone on before when you get to issue 6. But pretty much Barry Gregory, writer, Stephen Butler, artist. It's been a great series. I've really enjoyed it. Kind of taking us back to, I guess these were heroes from a while back. Trying Centaur Comics might have been the original company. I know Malibu did a revival on some of these, and this Gallant Comics has done an exceptional job at revisiting this hero. So that becomes highly recommended. We got, let's see which issue this is, number 9, the Four Horse Femmes. Stuart Black doing all the creative jobs on this with the writing, art, color, letters, the whole shebang. It's been a very enjoyable series. We are doing a alien invasion in the last few issues. Actually, if you're going over to Indie Planet to order this one, number 10 just came out, which is in my shopping cart. So highly recommended. Four Horse Femmes. Oh, Monkey Fist Productions is the name of the. Oh wait, Furious Monkey Fist. The Furious Monkey Fist. Yep. Name of the company. All right. Onward. I picked up this Darklight Studios. The Powerverse, I guess, is like kind of like the Ultraverse, maybe, kind of like their line, pretty much. But this one in particular, Spin Doctors Shadow 6. So whenever I go to Indie Planet, most of the books will have like a 3-page preview. So I'll check out the art, and I'll pretty much try to figure out, is this a book that I want? So based on preview art, and let's see, who do we got here as the creative team? Written by Arthur Billafield and Vince White. Penciled by Clove Rodriguez. Colored by Rachel LaChance. So, based on the look of the book, I thought it looked, here's a look at some of the interior art. I have to say that it looked very good to me, and I picked it up. Speaking of art that looks good, let's see. I've seen Steve Mannion put out a lot of Fearless Dawn. At some point or another, I'll probably have to get a trade. This is like a standalone Helga story, which is, I think, the villain of Fearless Dawn. You can see here on the back cover. They have a number of issues. It's a female heroine. I've had a couple one-shots from them. I believe some of it's set. As you can see, she kind of has like a soldier of World War II almost. Yeah, well, there's a kind of like a armband, Nazi armband type of thing. So I think that's pretty much set in that time period or an alternate version of that time period. But his art is very good, and I think I've read an issue or so of Fearless Dawn, which again that was well done. But so much to pick up that I haven't really revisited it. Perhaps again in a trade. Now here's going to be a whole bunch of books from, I'll say it as Oniric Press, Oniric Comics rather. Okay, the Formidables. Anyone who's watched my videos before know that I love a great super team, and with this cover here, you could just see that very cool character designs. Looks like a great team. I'll say the art is reminiscent of like John Byrne, which I believe the creator of this, Chris Malgreen, is an admitted fan of John Byrne. Let's see. So it's Story and Heart by him, Chris Malgreen. Colors. Let me get this in the light. Chris LaCroix, I'll say. Letters, Oliver Hudson. Editor, Stephen A. Roman. Graphic design, J.M. Arden. So, pretty much, I knew right from the bat that I'll be picking up every issue of this. This is like, you know, a staple for me. Just great characters, great. I saw preview pages online. I knew it was right up my alley. So again, number 1 came out. Number 2 came out. A classic look with the floating heads. And on the back of 2, you can see him add for 3. He also had the Formidables sketchbook by John Royal. John Royal, I know, did a Danger Girls mini-series. So I'm familiar with his work, a really great artist. So I would say that he does warrant his own sketchbook. I can't blame them for giving him his own sketchbook. But again, equally talented, we have Chris Malgreen, the Formidables creator. So he has the art of Chris Malgreen. And the art of Chris Malgreen too. So again, instant buys for me. And this, again, based on the preview pages, Chris isn't really fully involved in this title, but this rocket science book, again, from Oniric Press, it looked good. It looked very good. Let's see, the stories within the rovers, venturesome moors, field for a hunt, and some bonus pinups. Again, looking through the previews, I was impressed enough that I got number 1 here and number 2. Rocket Science number 2 came out. Okay, so I'm going to just recommend the company. If you go to Indie Planet and you just, you know, search for any of these books, there is a link in every listing to the publisher. So if you just click on the publisher, you'll get all the books that they had put out will show up. So, and as I said, usually there's going to be some preview pages. All you got to do, check out, read a little, see what you like, and go from there. Okay, let's go with this book, Siamese. Okay, it's about 2 twins who have feline powers. I believe they are actually Chinese from what I was reading. Superhero book. Okay. Now we had number 1. We had number 2. But what really locked it in for me is number 3 here, which has art by Zilson Costa, who had actually done work for me in Argo 5. So, I hired him to do work for me for my comics, Argo Comics, because I loved his artwork, which, of course, makes me a fan of his work and makes me want to pick this up. Being it was number 3, he didn't do the first 2 issues, but again, checking out the previews, reading the story descriptions that are in the listings, I said to myself, let me just go for this triple play right here and check it out. All right. Next we have the All New Union. Oh, before I forget, Siamese is by Red King Press. So, Red King Press. All right. As I was saying, the Union. Let me just see where they're from. Junction City Comics, the All New Union. Okay, and again, being a big fan of super teams, I see a picture like that, and I'm just like, hey, what are these guys all about? Again, I will check out the preview art, check out the description. Sometimes there's an occasional listing without preview art, but usually a simple web search can lead you to some pages or art or a Facebook page or something to give you some information. But this one looked very good. Tom Pescatore script, Lathe with the art and the ink, Mike Woods the colors, Miss Lemon did the finishing, and Joe DeWick interior design. Well, like I said, it's actually it's a black and white book. I think the art looks pretty good here. Give you a little preview, which is why on videos it is always better for me to have a printed book in case I can show you the cover very well instead of trying to show it to you on a phone or something. And I can pretty much show you some of the interior art. Next up, I also picked up, let's see, it looks like the company is Coast. Doesn't say Coast Comics or anything like that. Just Coast, it says. But, well, it says Coast and it has a little palm tree. Coast. Okay. Phantom Squad, number 1. Again, this was a little more of a basic looking book. I think the story looked pretty good. And, the art looked good as well. So this kind of like rounded out my order. And I said, let me just give number 1 a shot. So, Phantom Squad. All right. Now, that pretty much did it with the Indie Planet. I did have some other indies that came in. I figured let's give them some equal time here. I had a whole bunch of Gold Digger come in. Okay, we got Gold Digger Ancient Records. Now, again, past viewers of my videos will know that Gold Digger by Antarctic Press is one of my favorites. So I'm always picking up anything Fred Perry does. This is Gold Digger Ancient Records, kind of like a sketchbook. It says Fred Perry's earliest Gold Digger sketchbook, art and ephemera. So that came in the regular series, which is up to 238. and for good reason, because it is that good. Gold Digger Annual number 20 came out, and we also had the Gold Digger Christmas special. If I signed up for more frequent shippings, I would have gotten this earlier. I don't care that it's over. I'm still going to enjoy my Christmas gift of great Fred Perry art. So good to have this come in. Talking of great art, Jim Ballant's Tarot. What issue are we up to here now? 101. Whoops, covering the cover. Okay, Jim Ballant, formerly a Catwoman artist. Really great work. This is mature reader, so don't buy it for the kids. But basically, it does deals with witchcraft and such topics of ghouls and goblins and such. Masterfully done by Jim Ballant and his wife Holly Golightly does some work in it as well. There are collections of this. So again, if you're of age for a mature reader and love great art and great story, Tarot is there for you. This was interesting. Back issue came out, and I can't say that I pick up every issue of back issue, but this was kind of featuring or spotlighting the Continuity Comics line, which I was a big fan of. That's Mystic on the cover. Megalith was a great one. Earth 4 was their team book. So, loving that line, which was under the direction of Neil Adams. I had to kind of pick this one up. Maybe we'll have some unpublished art. It's an indie, well, right here. We'll talk about how I'm, doing an indie spotlight here. Indie superheroes. The Justice Machine, Mighty Crusaders, Thunder Agents. In the 80s, that was a great series by Deluxe Comics. Captain Paragon, that's AC Comics. Whisper and Continuity, Superheroes Continuity is the one I was telling you about with Neil Adams. So these were all great. Justice Machine was actually where Elementals spun out of. I think one of the Justice Machine annuals, actually. So Mighty Crusaders, that's within the Red Circle, which is Archie's superhero imprint. So again, well, let's just do a quick flip here. Make sure if we're going to recommend it that we think it looks pretty good. I mean, admittedly, I don't always have the time to read lengthy articles because I usually don't have enough time to get to all the comics sometimes. But to me, this does look like good reading, and I will have to try to make some time for it. All right, let's continue this with my last indie book that came in. It's a biggie. It's a hardcover. I usually do prefer trade paperback softcover, but I make exceptions, such as for this. Red One, Book 2. Okay? Dodson and, Dorison and Dodson. Dorison's the writer. Terry Dodson doing the art. Okay? Terry Dodson, you cannot go wrong. Again, another artist who, whatever he puts out, I will buy automatically. So this one's still in plastic. I have to unwrap it. Here's another illustration that's on the back. That's not really coming into focus, but might be because of the glare of, there we go. What happens when America's greatest superhero is a Russian spy? Well, That's what we're going to find out in Red 1. Again, this is book 2. Book 1 already out there. Terry Dodson art. So it gets the highest recommendation. All right. So that's going to do it for this Indie Spotlight. And, well, you can check out my own indie comics at argocomics.com or my YouTube channel, ARGO Comics. And you can keep coming back to Comic Frontline for all your comics news, reviews, and entertainment. Have a good night, guys.